And what's up everybody, welcome back to another video. It's Lemmy and today we're going to be testing Kaspersky Plus. Yes, I have actually managed to get myself a license. So, well, not a license, but it's more of a trial, as you know, what Kaspersky did. And it kind of made everything a bit more difficult for me, but thank you Kaspersky for at least not making it impossible, okay? So I throw away like always, and we're going to be testing the protection components in the entirety today. We're doing a full review. So before I do anything, as always, and you know I'm going to do it, I'm going to run an update. So there we go. Everything is up to date. There's no excuse there. And now we're going to go ahead and go through all of the settings real quick. You are always free to skip this part if you're only interested in the results. You know, I make chapters on my videos so you can kind of see where I'm coming from, where the test begins, where this type of review happens, and when the results happen and second opinions go through. So yeah, you're free to skip around all you want, don't worry. So first things first, we're going to go through all of the settings and the user interface. So about this user interface, it's fine, I like it, it's clean. And we have a lot of, you know, information here. A lot of tips, which I don't know, man. Probably some people will find this interesting, necessary. I personally, why? I don't know, man. Also, cleanup is just a gimmick. We don't need this. We only want to know about protection, so... First things first, we go under security. We have file antivirus. So file antivirus, you can... I'm gonna keep everything on default settings like usually what people are going to do. If you want me to make a video going against this specific threat on extreme settings, I can do that. And more other things if you want me to do so. We have safe browsing. Everything is going to stay on normal. Mail antivirus, everything is staying optimal. AMCR protection. AMSI or AMCI, I don't know how to say it. Have network attack blocker. Now we have firewall. Everything staying the same, don't worry. Weak settings, system watcher, which we know is pretty cool from the past. And we have HIPS, or well, intrusion prevention. It's host intrusion prevention system, so HIPS, I just call it HIPS. But yep, there you go. Have security network, which we have enabled. If you want me to do a test without it, so it's only the signatures and behavior here, we can do that eventually too. Then we have all the network settings. Everything is gonna stay default, so don't worry. We have reports and quarantine, everything like that. Exclusions like that. We're not gonna add any exclusions. So then we have performance, gimmicks. This is okay. I think this is not a gimmick because usually the app is going to have a vulnerability and you would have to fix that as soon as you can. So that is pretty cool. Now I have duplicates. That is... I would say that's a gimmick, but it's like space saving, so it's not that bad. And large file is also not that bad. But again, it's a protection suite. Why would we need more of these gimmicks? Unused apps, a gimmick, but you can like manually see which one you're not using and just delete them manually. Then you have hard drive data, if you want to know that. Backup and restore the current activity, so that's like a task manager specific for Kaspersky. Then we have do not disturb mode, which will probably like suppress some of the notifications. Then we have game mode, also probably suppresses some notifications, and database updates, yeah. And there's a battery saver if you have a laptop. Under privacy you have a VPN, that's a gimmick. This is pretty cool actually. Then we have, this is daily checker, pretty cool like I said. Have private browsing, this is a, everything is by on default right now. We will not use private browsing, but we'll use browsing protection. This is by default turned off, so I will not change that. This is also turned on by default, save money, so I will not change that. We have password manager, webcam and mic control, stalkerware detection, that's interesting. So, detect stalkerware. Gain access to your location, messages, or social networks you visit. That's interesting. We'll see. Have violation control. So that is apps that intruders can use to damage your computer personal data. This was turned off by default. This was turned off by default, so I will not have them on. Then we have adware, secret wallet, file shredder, and privacy cleaner, which is a gimmick. Then we have more settings here. But there's like the import settings, interface settings, privacy settings. These were by default, so I will not change that. I will not change that. And then we have performance settings, and that's kind of it, other than security settings. But we already went through all of that. So that's all we got on Kaspersky Plus. Now we're going to go ahead and get a browser and actually start running some of these links. I'm sorry for the Bitdefender one. At the Bitdefender one, I could not show you any of the links. I will not be able to do so this time either. So yeah, I'm only gonna show the file name and mostly stuff like that. So I'm gonna let you know if it's blocked, but I cannot show you the URL anymore due to YouTube's new guidelines, which are extremely strict for this type of content. And you've seen people getting banned left and right for making these type of videos. So what I'm going to do is say it right here. This is not intended for any type of like violative behavior. This is simply an educational video which basically evaluates effectiveness of an antivirus solution against like a real world scenario of a malicious attack. I am not harming anyone. This is on my virtual machine, so it's a safe environment again. And by the way, don't do this at home if you don't know what you're doing. So with that out of the way, let me do that and I'll be back. Okay, so here we are. We have a browser ready and we're going to be basically running all those URLs. Now I'm going to blur the screen whenever I basically open this. So the URLs, now the screen will be blurred, but that's what we have to do to obey with the guidelines. Now I'm going to blur the upper line here too, unfortunately, because it's just what I have to do now. So one last check, Kaspersky is enabled, it is recent, and everything is good to go. So let's hit enter, and as you can see, it was blocked by Kaspersky. So that is one already for Kaspersky. Blocked. Alright, that's also blocked. Okay, let's just do that. I'll just add this then, but it's still blocked, so I don't know why it wants me to do that. There we go. So that's fine. Right, so the third one. Blocked. So that's a... this is the next link. Was also blocked. So that's great. Has been blocked. We have link number 6. Has also been blocked. Has also been blocked, so that is good. Now these last few are gonna be a bit more difficult, so we'll see if it has a detection for them. Okay. Okay, that's also, I'm gonna say that's a block, even though it's not exactly a virus detection, it's a block. So that's what matters. So that, I'm gonna count that as a block. Then we have a VPS file. That's taking a bit to load. That was blocked. That one went through, but I'm going to download them anyway and see what happens, if Kaspersky picks it up or no. So let's unzip this and see what happens. Rat, I'm pretty sure. So we're going to open this, and I think it was blocked because it wouldn't say this otherwise. And yep, that is an info stealer right there. So we're going to resolve that, and with this, that's a clean sheet for Kaspersky in the link test. The only thing that asked me to add the extension to the Google Chrome. But yeah, other than that, we have no problems whatsoever so far, so that is great. So now we're going to move on to the actual malware part, where I drag in a folder of malware and I run a bunch of it. So now we're going to go ahead and disable the protection temporarily, so I can get everything worked out, and then I'll be back when everything is properly set up. There we go. I'm gonna put that there. There we go. And currently antivirus is paused, and I'll be back when I have everything set up. Okay, so I'm back, and as you can see, I have a couple of 100 items, but don't worry, this is the malware. Now we're going to go to ransomware as well. So absolutely have no worries. We're gonna do this and the ransomware. So yeah, Right now we have 126 items, not much. We don't have a lot of good samples today, unfortunately, but it should be enough to give us an idea how well this product functions. Now, I'm not going to use a script for that low of a number of samples because I can manually run them very well. So yeah, this is gonna take like 5 to 10 minutes, no, less than that, around 6 to 7 minutes, and yeah, we should be done pretty quick. So we have everything set up. Now we're going to go ahead and resume the protection and actually begin the test. So protection is back, and we're not going to do that right now. But as you can see, protection is running and everything is set up properly. So now we're going to go ahead and begin. Okay, so that's all the files, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, there's a bit of things running here. There's like a few files were definitely running. Okay, a few things were deleted now. This thing is suspicious and that one is too. So a lot of things are still getting deleted. But other than that, from what I see, there's only this one thing. And stuff's still getting deleted, so pretty rapidly. So what we're going to do is restart the computer or a virtual machine, and we're going to see what happens and if we can delete the actual folder or not. So I'll just wait this through and I'll be back when we see what we're left with and do our initial assessment. Okay, so for some reason it's not letting me delete the exe folder, which kind of sucks. So that means that we're going to have a lot of problems with second opinions now. There we go. I had to disable it at this point. I had to, because it was getting ridiculous. So what we're going to do now is actually pause protection so I can get my ransomware here. And I'll be back when I get it. Okay, so we are back and I have all the ransomware prepared. Some is years old, some is completely new. This stupid thing keeps popping up for some reason, I don't know why. We'll see about that later. We can delete this folder now. And yeah, we have all of the ransomware here. So a bit more than before, but yeah, we're going to see how that goes. So now I'm going to enable the protection again. And now we can get to running, and I'll run this as admin just in case, so we have so we can see what's going on, you know. There we go. Scroll down and we can begin. Alright, so that's it pretty much. As you can see, all of the ransomware was run. And from what I'm seeing, yeah, our image here is safe. This was not encrypted, so yeah. Okay, you won't let me delete it, but let's just do another restart and see if we can delete it then. I'll be back when it restarts. Okay, so for some reason, back in the system, and for some reason, like, still not letting me delete this again. And I'll just... There we go. Just do it the hard way, I guess. Resume the protection. That's it. So, now I'm going to go ahead and get the second opinion scanners, and I'll be right back. So the second opinion scans are done, and as you can see, there is nothing. Norton Power Razor found nothing, as you can see right here. So that's done. And Hitman Pro only found one file, and it's a DLL file with an invalid signature, and it's not even running or anything. So my thoughts on Kaspersky Plus, despite their annoying tendency to like not give us any free stuff, easily at least, I gotta say they do a pretty goddamn well job still to this day. So I have no complaints over this product with how it did today. Sure, there was a few things running in memory, but knowing Kaspersky, they were probably isolated and not really doing much at all. As you can see, there was nothing left over anyway. And that script that was popping up thingy, that's not popping up anymore, so that was probably removed. Which means very good result for Kaspersky Plus once again, and it passed this test pretty freaking well. Everything was on default settings, like I said, and there was no like interference of any kind. So again, I'll say thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, you subscribe, if you share it with other people so they can see the result. And yeah, with that said, see you all in the next video.